What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys had a good Wednesday. I had a decent Wednesday. Now, one of the things that made my Wednesday pretty good is the stock market. Well, it's kind of weird, okay? But uh, uh, I hope you guys have been investing. I hope you guys have been paying attention to the stock market because here's the thing where because of all the craziness, with the government, the tariffs, China, shit like that, the stock market has been going up and down like crazy. Okay, like crazy drops, crazy jumps. Those are the chances, right? The drops, uncertainties. Those are the times when you need to invest. Those are the time you need to invest. These these times of uncertainties when you don't know what's happening, when these are still good companies like Walmart, Target, Costco, Home Depot, Facebook, Amazon, Google, you name it. These companies that we have all heard of, that we've all used, that we see plenty of other people use. These companies are still good companies. They're strong companies. And these are the times when their prices go down, but they're still good companies. These are the times when you buy them at good discounted prices. Keep on buying them. So 3, 5, 10 years, you can build a investment portfolio because you bought them at good prices. And that is how you could or either create generational wealth, you create a better savings account because these stocks, they give you better yields than traditional savings accounts, and they just increase your net worth. So I hope you guys invest. I hope you guys invest. Okay, so we have. I'm gonna show some other videos first, like some Kendra G. But one of the things where I'm gonna watch some Kevin Samuels. He was a man that I looked up to. He taught me a lot. Watching his things. One of the things he taught me is how important is accountability for both men and women. At the end of the day, your life, that is what you have control over, or your actions, more accurately, your actions, your words, those are what you have control over. You don't have control over other people. What you have control over is your actions and your words. So we must be accountable for what we do. So that is important, and he helped taught me that. So we're gonna watch some of his videos and react to him, but we're gonna check some other stuff too. So hopefully you guys like it. Okay. First, we're gonna check out some Kendra G videos. All right, so let's check this out. Let's check out a Kendra G video.
I love it. So we got Bianca, 34, Florida. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm scared to say because everybody gonna tell me to get out. I'm a Gemini.
You know, Geminis, y'all do got a bad rap.
It's so bad. Like why? Why? They haven't met a Bianca.
You haven't met a Bianca?
No, they have not.
So Bianca, 34, Gemini, Florida. You have any kids?
I have no kids.
Okay.
I'm a single auntie. I'm a single auntie of 4.
Okay. Here.
It's the ego. Now, I'm not into the whole astrology shit, but these women that are honestly into astrology, they're very egotistical, in my personal opinion. So, yeah.
You been married?
Never.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I work for Allstate. I'm a legal assistant.
Allstate? Okay. So we got Bianca, 34, Gemini, Florida, works for Allstate, no kids, never married. But get situated, Bianca, girl.
But
Oh, your
someone tried to call
phone went
me and
out.
interrupt this.
We're not having that.
Can you hear me? Wait, let me go.
Yes.
Here we go. I'm so sorry, Kendra.
You ready?
I am so ready.
Let's do it. So we got Bianca, 34, Gemini, Florida, works for Allstate, you said insurance?
Yes.
And
No, I
no
work.
kids?
I do the law stuff.
You do law stuff?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know the company. Just tell me the profession.
Legal
Oh,
assistant. That's the best way
legal
to say
assistant.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why your phone get low?
I think my headphone. Come on, headphone. Don't fail me, baby.
Everyone says we love her energy.
I do need a request. Watch your business. Mind your business.
Are you ready
Sorry.
to hear you now? Let's start. Let's start. What kind of man you looking for, Bianca, honey?
Oh man, an honest, reliable, dependable man. I'm not looking for a caregiver. I'm looking for someone I can build a life with, possibly have children with, maybe get married one day. Who knows?
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Oh my goodness. Baby mamas, if you have more than 2, I can't do you. The most common one, liars. That's like a big no-no, big red flag. And another deal breaker is, I don't know that how do you name the person, but someone who's not motivated. Like we can't do that. I'm sorry.
Someone that's not a lazy person?
A lazy person. There we go.
Okay.
You know, you guys have heard me about my thought about when women reach in their mid to late 30s, they're already a big red flag. But here's the thing where I find it an even bigger red flag that these 30 plus women, 30-year-old plus women are asking for a man that has motivation, ambition. Essentially, this is a thing where you gotta think. Why do you want a man with motivation and ambition? Essentially, to make money. Not because you. This is a thing where it's not. You don't want him motivation, ambition because what you want him to have passion for something, or you should just say that passion, love for something. No, you want him to have motivation, ambition. So whatever money he makes, whatever salary he has, you want him to continue to move up that ladder, to continuously do better financially. So essentially, it's a roundabout way to say that I want a man to make a certain amount of money or eventually make a certain amount of money. And why do I say that it's a red flag when you're in your 30s and above? Because this is the thing. Women never realize the man that you want making money, 6 figures, most likely, okay? Essentially, I'm boiling it down. I'm simplifying it. The man that makes 6 figures. Well, Now you're just like every other woman that wants this type of man. If you wanted a man to have ambition, you should have gotten him with him. She says what, she was 34, 33, most likely 34. You should have gotten him with him when you were 24. That young man with ambition, you should have gotten with him, because then you can build with him. Because here's the thing, where a man that is in his mid to late 30s having ambition is either he's already built himself, or he's built himself to a good degree already. Where, you know, the struggle, the big part of the struggle has already passed them. So now you essentially want a man that's already built or close to it. And this is the thing where a lot of women don't understand. You are too late. You are too late. He has no loyalty to you. So guess what? Yeah, you may be able to sleep with these men. You may be able to get maybe even best a relationship from this man. But it is highly unlikely you will be able to get commitment from him or long-term commitment from him. Because, again, you built no loyalty with him. You want a man that's already built. You want a man that every other woman wants as well. And that is the stupidity. I can never understand why women don't just say, okay, you know what? I want a man that's stable, has a stable job, is a stable adult. He has a job, he has a place to live, he has a car. He does not he can pay all his bills. He's not begging for money. He's not hurting for money, or he's not begging for help to pay his utility bill. A good average adult. That's who you should want. Because, again, that is more reasonable. I think that's the bare minimum. Be a reasonable adult. Be an actual adult. What makes it unreasonable or high standards is now you're asking for a man that every woman is asking for, that honestly very few women even qualify for. Okay? Or very few women can lock him down. That is the thing. Yo, Elk, what's up, my brother?
Should he look a certain way?
I'm tall. I'm 5'10", so ideally he should be 5'10" or higher. I'm not. I would love, as much as I would love a 6'5", brown skin, Caesar. I know that's a dream. But
another woman that wants a 6-figure man, ambitious, and tall, dark, and handsome. I swear. And then you wonder why, in her mid-30s, she's still single. When dating for women, no matter if you're ugly, pretty, fat, skinny, poor, rich, whatever, dating is easy for you. Why are you still single? Because you want the same man that every goddamn woman wants. You want the exact same man. No different. And then you're nothing special. You are average at best. Average at best. Yo, 6'3"? Goddamn, bro. I commend you. I am 5'11", and it's like just a little bit more and I could get 6. It's like I always hated that. I couldn't cross the threshold of 6. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know what? This is kind of true. I mean, maybe because I'm already kind of tall. I've never had women, heard a height requirement. But here's the thing, where for tall men that I believe 5'11" or 5'10" and up, you probably won't hear it often. But the men that's probably, 5'9" and below, you probably hear that a lot about height requirement. So I doubt you would hear anything about height.
But taller than 5'10" would be ideal.
Taller than 5'10" would be ideal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should he make a certain amount of money? Why you leaning in like that?
Because that's such a difficult question. He should be able to comfortably afford his lifestyle and be able to um, add to what I got, or like just be able to support the fun stuff, the traveling, the trips, the adventures. I go on a lot of adventures by myself, so um, they would need to, be able to join in on that and add to them.
Ooh, child. Okay. So there's no dollar amount.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no.
Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Essentially, 6 figures. Because here's the thing. Support himself and then add to her. Okay? And add to her for her living beyond her means or just living the life. You would have to make above 6 figures. A man that makes 60, 70K can live relatively comfortable. But now you got to think, let's half of that. Let's say half of a 70K, so 30K. You get about 30K to add to her life. So essentially 6 figures. This is the thing where when you boil down to it, that's what almost every woman want. They just don't want to. They know that, okay, if I want a 6-figure man, 6 feet tall, I'm just like every other woman. I don't want to sound conceited. I don't want to sound just like stereotypical like every other woman. But essentially, they prove it. They want the same man. They want the same rare ass man. Yet these women are common. Common. From the ugly women to the good looking women. From the skinny women to the fat women. They want the same man. And then you wonder why these type of men don't settle down. You're chubby. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying that, again, good looking women, skinny women, athletic women want the same type of man this woman wants. You hear that? Good looking women, athletic women want the same type of man this woman wants. And then you think that, and then you wonder why this woman is single.
And those who said I need a reflex, kiss my ass. This what happens when you're natural, baby. This what happens when you're natural.
We love the confidence, honey. I love it. When was your last relationship?
Let me say this. Men don't quite like the confidence because when women have confidence, it's more ego. It's more ego. It's more narcissism than actual confidence. Because why I say that? Because here's a woman that is, let's be realistic. She's about a 4. She's about a 4, wanting a man that, honestly, his dating wise attraction is about an 8. She wants an ambitious man, i.e., 6 figures, tall, dark, and handsome. All that rarity, highly valued, highly wanted, highly sought after. So yes, this type of man is no duh like an 8 or 9. She is about a 4, 5 at best. Wanting a man that is highly desired, i.e., probably about an 8. That's not ego. I mean, that's not confidence. That is ego. That is narcissism. Because you are so deluded that you borderline on egotistical. Again, I'm going to show it in this live. This was why I personally believe Kevin Samuels was the best relationship teacher our generation have ever had. He passed away too soon because he didn't have enough time to get his message even further than it should have.
Ended about a year ago. We did try to make it work. It just wasn't working out. He and I just have different goals and a different outlook on life. So
Okay.
it was.
Yeah, he had to go.
Yeah, we were together for 4 years. And yeah, it was just a dead end, and it sucks. I think he was a nice guy, but maybe for someone else.
Maybe for someone else. Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I got cobwebs, Kendra. Cobwebs. You hear me? It's been 2025, and I still ain't been unalived and dived. And
Well, girl, it's only been 3 months. We're only in 3 months in the year.
April.
It's not April. April's tomorrow. Well, I guess it's April now.
Now. It's April
It's only
now.
that's only 4 months, girl.
Yeah, no. So I would say like Halloween of last year. That would have been like the best way to range the last time.
So it seems like you ready.
Like Little Caesars. You hear me?
Yeah. Is that Little Caesar's hook? I was thinking about R. Kelly. Seems like you ready.
I love me some R. Kelly's.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are 3 flaws you have to work on, girl?
No kids. She has no kids. She's 34, no kids. You know, no kids are great. But again, it doesn't. You know, that's why I say she's about a 4. If she had kids, she'd probably be a 3. No. Yo, Elk, you are crazy. No kids and still fat? You are crazy.
Sometimes I don't.
You know what? You know what? Exactly. Now, I don't. I mean, I'm no one special. So I wouldn't necessarily, target women like that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that a lot of women don't realize. Their value predominantly, their dating market value predominantly is their looks. 100% is your looks. You have no kids. Fine. But here's the thing. You want the same man that every goddamn woman want. The least you can do is actually focus on your looks. This is the thing where why would I say that? I'm the one special. But here's the thing where I'm not asking for I'm not asking for the supermodel. I'm not asking for a woman that's an 8 or a 9. I'm not asking for top tier women. So really, yes, I'm no one special, but you gotta think. I'm average, asking for an average man. I'm sorry. I'm average, asking for an average woman. Here's an average to kind of below average woman asking for a above average man. It's like, sometimes you gotta evaluate your dating market value. This is why Kevin Samuel was so important, because he stressed that. He stressed that almost every time he talks to a person. He asks them, what is your value? What do you believe your dating market value is? Why? Because it's so important to gauge how people view themselves. The problem with so many average to below average women, they believe themselves above average. Some of them, maybe even a lot of them, believe themselves perfect. 10s. Tens. Perfect tens. And that is the insanity. You are average at best, but you have an overinflated ego.
I know when to shut up, and I'm learning. I'm working on it. Since I don't know how to shut up, I am a bit. I can be aggressive. That's been the sense over time. And my third flaw would be I do not like to follow up with my wax appointments on time. So like they say 4 to 6, and I'm gonna wait 8 to 12, sometimes 16 to 24 weeks. I be procrastinating on
Girl,
my hair.
what was you say? You trying to get a man. You don't want a man to think you all bushy.
It's okay. Okay. That's workable. That's workable. A liar, cheater, a thief, that ain't workable. But hair is workable. This ain't nothing but a hairdo. That ain't nothing but a wax strip, baby. It's all good. Mom, close your ears.
It's the what's not workable is she says she has an attitude. Essentially. Yeah. No does, you're still single.
Ah, bye,
What
Mom.
she say?
She said it's dark outside. I don't know what she was about to say.
You had the blind.
Bye, Mom. You don't know who this is, Mom. This is Kendra. Say hi to the cousins.
No, we're live, Mom. You're live around the world.
Yes, that's my lovely mom. She's the best.
Okay, yeah, she's adorable.
My biggest pro is I have an amazing family.
Okay. So that's the last question.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll probably do that next. I'll talk about the some leftover women next.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Oh, hello. I am funny. I go to work. I am a natural caregiver. I understand the family morals and how to keep the village together. I'm a winner, Kendra. I don't know.
Funny? I doubt it. Most women aren't funny. Not to men. Keep the family together. How so? You are still single, childless, marriageless. Keep what together?
I don't know how else to paint it or explain it, but you just have to, you just, a man would just need 24 hours of conversation. He'd be like, that's my wife.
Woo! In 24 hours, he's going to buy the ring the next day.
Right, Poppy? Yeah.
Let's do it. So we got Bianca, 34, Gemini, Florida, legal assistant, no kids, never married. And you want kids. Could the guy have kids?
Yeah, that's fine. Just not more than 2 baby mothers. That's a bit extreme.
Okay. You're definitely funny.
No, you're not. See, that's the thing. Women overestimate themselves. You're not funny. You're ridiculous. And not the good way.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want kids yourself?
Eventually, one day. I'm great with them. I just don't have them.
Now let's get to it. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
Not yet, but I know I need to go download it right after we get off of this, Kendra.
Bianca, you missing out your opportunity. This is the opportunity for the world to reach out, and you could have got DMs this fast. Now I don't know your username, so go ahead and do it. Y'all need to get it together.
Really? I don't think she's getting shit, so I doubt it. Crazy. What do you guys think? I'm just more thinking like women like this. They have very little self-reflection. There's a reason why when dating is so easy for women, why are you so single? Their reason. What do you guys think? All right, by popular request, Elk wants to check out Chinese leftover women. Let's do it. After this one, we'll do. I have some Kevin Samuels videos on the docket. Really, bro? What's up? Why? What's up, my brother? Really, Elk? I honestly, I support that. I've always said this. I support men doing whatever you want legally that will accomplish happiness for you. Because us as men, us as good men, I'm not talking about, yes, there's plenty of shitty men out there, but us as good men, what I perceive, I know my chat is filled with good men, is that we worked hard, we try to be morally sound, we try to be good men. We should, because all these women have such inflated ego, they think they deserve love, they think they deserve top tier men. Okay, fine. Then good men should just have exactly the same amount of confidence. Go get your happiness. That's why I hate when people badmouth good passport bros. There are plenty of men that just wants to go places for sex. It's kind of stupid because honestly, if you want to pay for sex, you can do it here. You want pay for Asian women? Fine, you can do it here as well. So I just think that, like, why go to another country just to pay for it? But to find a good, loving woman that will be faithful to you, that would be traditional, outside the country is a good thing. Love it, brother. Love it. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Why? Alright, so let's do some Chinese leftover women. Alright, let's check this one out. I wanted to check this video out.
你好，
你是第几次过来的呀？
我第3次过来的。
那你觉得这里的男人的条件怎么样？
不行，条件都很差，又不帅，工作也不行，收入也不行。
你自己收入多高吧？你觉得他们不行？
我收入大概在5000左右。
5000左右呀？啊。那你觉得男人多少收入你觉得是合适的
？2万左右。
为什么要2万呢？你自己收入5000，为什么要找2万的？
因为我要瑜伽呀，我要喝星巴克呀，我要跳舞啊之类的。
那星巴克一杯40块钱太贵了吧？喝奶茶不行吗？10几块钱的奶茶也可以吗？
星巴克和奶茶不一样的呀，品质不一样，感觉不一样啊。
那你今年多大了？
我今年33。
你33，你要找年纪多大的男人？你觉得？
我要找年纪28的，不能超过30的。
那年纪28岁的男人，他哪里有条件
有
这个收入？
有啊，年纪太大的话会很抠门，很小气。
那你有没有觉得你今年30多岁都还没结婚，是自己的择偶观有问题啊？
没有，一点问题都没有，我太优秀。
Okay, he said. I mean, they said a whole lot of things. Now he said you don't think one of the reason why you're still single is that you're unrealistic standards. No, not at all. It's just that I'm too outstanding. Ordinary men don't deserve me. This is the problem with. I think feminism have contributed, if not just pretty much destroyed women, making them egotistical. These are the narcissistic women. These are the true narcissistic that women complain about. Let me see. What is that? Let me see. It is about 2,700. So what? How many she said? Let's see. 2,700. Yeah, it's only 20. To be honest, this is a thing where I like to say this, okay? Everywhere you go, no matter what place on this earth, women want resources. It don't matter where you go on this earth, women want resources. You can in the U.S., in Brazil, Colombia, China, Vietnam, Thailand, all women want resources. It's just the conversion. That's it. You're dealing with the conversion. So, you know, even the US, they want resources, but your amount of resources may not be as high enough for the women in the West. Well, think logically. Whatever resource you have, bring it to a country that, you know what, the conversions, you know, is good for you. It's not totally unreasonable, but it's because we make Western money. So that's why it's like, you know what? Do what you got to do.
你觉得男人
So pretty much it's not that bad, okay? You know, about 3,000 a month. That's not bad, okay? That's not bad.
多少收入你觉得是合适的？
2万左右，
为什么要2万呢？你自己收入5000，为什么要找2万的？
因为我要瑜伽呀，我要喝星巴克呀，我要跳舞啊
那
之类的。
星巴克一杯40块钱太贵了吧？喝奶茶不行吗？10几块钱的奶茶也可以吗？
星巴克和奶茶不一样的呀，品质不一样，感觉不一样啊。
那你今年多大了？
我今年33，
你33，你要找年纪多大的男人？你觉得？
我要找年纪28的，不能超过30的。
那年纪28岁的男人，他哪里有条件
有
这个收入？
啊，有啊，年纪太大的话会很抠门，很小气。
那你有没有觉得你今年30多岁都还没结婚，是自己的择偶观有问题啊？
没有，一点问题都没有，我太优秀了，一般的人配不上。
你哪里优秀了？你告诉我。
长得好看啊，身材好啊，我有能力啊。
Why are today's men so unwilling to go on blind dates with women over the age of 30? Even if these older leftover women are outstanding, men are still strongly resistant. Is age really that important? Age itself is, of course, not that important.
Problem is they are not as outstanding as they think they are. One of my key talking points is as women age, they become bigger red flags. As women age, they become bigger red flags. Why? Dating for women is easy. Since it's so easy, why are you still single in your later years? Why? One, you are attracted to and you attract shitty men. Two, you have an attitude. You have an attitude where an attitude can consist of, you know, overinflated ego. You are combative, you are aggressive, you are just, I don't know, annoying, whatever. So this is a thing where you are not as outstanding as you think you are. You're probably not outstanding at all. Because in your late 30s and you're still single, most likely, one, the men that you do want, you can't get, or you can't get them to commit to you because of your attitude, because of who you are as a person. Delusional is rampant everywhere. It is.
What matters more is that, conservatively speaking, for more than 50% of older leftover women, age is actually the least of their problems. They're like rocks in an ice cellar. No matter how much you try to warm them, you'll only end up freezing yourself to death. A matchmaker from Hangzhou said that nowadays, these leftover women truly deserve to be single.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, yes, these women aren't baby mamas. These women ain't the worst of the worst economically. But I think the problem is these women do exemplify ego. Extreme ego.
我现在是奉劝各位广大的单身男性啊，
I'm sincerely advising all the vast number of single men out there, never, ever choose a leftover woman in her 30s. It's just way too difficult to deal with. Just a couple of days ago, there was a girl who came to me. She's around 30 years old, working at a company in Hangzhou Shihu district, with an annual income of around 150,000 yuan. I really introduced several men with great conditions to her one after another. But she said those men were ugly. When she met a good-looking guy, she felt his financial background wasn't strong enough. When the man had good financial conditions, she said he wasn't romantic enough. all these picky requirements, I could still tolerate her choosiness. But then there was one man she finally felt had pretty decent conditions. He seemed mature and stable, so she agreed to go out for dinner and have a date with him. They had dinner together 4 or 5 times. The guy was quite generous too. He gave her a mobile phone, a handbag, and even some lipsticks. Later, the guy said to her,
I gotta say, this is something that a lot of women don't understand. If you don't love a man for who he is on the inside, and you love him for who he is on the outside, he looks, his height, his money, do not be surprised the man treats you like an object. Do not be surprised the man would rather, you know what? If a woman in her 30s, late 30s, 40s sees me as just my resources, why wouldn't I go for a younger woman then? Because, no doubt, most likely a younger woman would definitely just see me as a resource. So, what's the point of me going for an older woman, probably higher standard, lower value, probably bitter, more expectant, harder to deal with, still only cares about me for my resources, when I can just go for a younger woman who's beautiful, young, and probably only care me about my resources as well. It's trade-off. This is why I constantly said these women are delusional and their standards are high, because honestly, they are being unrealistic. You have very little to trade for. You think you're beautiful? Guess what? A woman 10 years younger would probably still be just as beautiful or even more beautiful.
"We've been seeing each other for a while now. Don't you think it's time to confirm our relationship?" But this woman actually replied, "We're still just friends for now. If we want to talk about being in a relationship, we still need to spend more time getting to know each other." Eventually, the guy couldn't stand it anymore and gave up directly. So what can you say about this? How do you deal with that? Nowadays, these older women really deserve to stay single.
Some people.
And you see that. I've said this countless times too. I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating. Anything else is different, okay? But I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating. Why? Because stop believing in that BS. Women, most women, majority of women have already met the good man. Have already met the man that meets her standards. She has already met the good man, the man that meets her standards, the gentleman, the chivalrous man, the good man, the morally sound man, even the players, the bad boys, the pookies, the high value men. She's met them all. She's met them all. And yet she's still single. That shows you that she has a personality that is typical, unrealistic, a woman that sees the grass is always greener. So this is why, again, it adds to, as she age, she becomes a bigger red flag. Because why? Oh, now that you're 40, you're 30, you're 40, now you want to settle down with a good man? Really? No, you don't qualify for him because you had him. He was in your friend zone, in your roster, or you dated him. You didn't want him then. Why do you think you deserve him now?
People may ask, what does that mean? Are these leftover women just very cold and indifferent? It's more than just indifference. For most men, going on a blind date with a leftover woman is just a waste of time and money. Why bother? The chances of success are even lower than winning the lottery. Some people may think that's an exaggeration. They feel it's just that many men are too eager to get results quickly, which leads to low success rates in blind dates. This has nothing to do with the leftover women at all. I've interacted with quite a few leftover women myself, and I've also looked into many online surveys. I found that the reasons these leftover women remain single are often due to 4 major issues, each of which is deadly serious. The first major issue is a lack of self-awareness, yet they are full of confidence.
Please be aware. Any woman who shows clear lack of self-reflection, like, you know, accountability, self-reflection, know her problems, know her flaws, you know, she's a big red flag. She sees herself as perfect. She sees no flaws in herself. Women like that are dangerous. Unrealistic confidence. Yeah.
They don't have the age of 20-year-old, but their demands are even higher than those of 20-year-olds. They ask for a man to have a house, a car, betrothal gifts, savings, not a single yuan less. They even often say things like, if I had wanted to get married earlier, I could have married into a wealthy family long ago, or there are still plenty of men chasing me now. In reality, they just can't find someone.
I could have gotten a man long ago. Plenty of men chasing me now. Okay, cool. Why are you still single? Plenty of men chasing you, right? You don't want any of these men. You don't want any of these men. You don't want the men that have you dated. You don't want the men that are chasing you. You don't want any of these men. So really, who cares? Who cares if hundreds, thousands of men are chasing you? None of them you want. So really, it don't matter. It don't matter if millions of men want you when none of these men you want. The man that you do want, he don't want you. That's what's important. You can't get the men that you want. No duh. No duh. Women of all shapes and creeds have options. No duh. But do you have options with the men that you want? That is the thing.
Willing to take over the burden, but outwardly claim that they are unwilling to settle. They also say they are too excellent and just can't find someone worthy enough. Who would believe that?
我发现每一次相亲对我的内心惊。
That is the thing. I despise women with ego. With ego. You know, this is one thing that when I'm scrolling on dating apps, if I see their bios or comments that pretty much signify how much ego they have, boom, I'm done. That's already a turn off.
都是一次巨大的摧残。
I truly feel that every blind date for me is a kind of physical exhaustion and mental torment. Honestly, today's women, especially those like me who are already over 30 and financially independent, are no longer just chasing after a man's material conditions. What we care about is no longer just do you have money, but we care more about a man's overall appearance, temperament, and attention to life details. You know what I mean, right? Like today, the guy I met, honestly, I lost interest in continuing the conversation just from his appearance alone. He wore a black sweater with green stripes around the collar. The style and texture were exactly like those old-fashioned sweaters my dad used to wear back in the day. And it was already pilling, with the cuffs worn shiny, completely glazed over. His glasses frame was also clearly damaged, with visible cracks that hadn't been fixed, full of tiny flaws at the edges. And his back pocket looked bulky, either he had stuffed something inside, or maybe he was wearing padded pants underneath.
How can you have sympathy for these women? It's the ego. Who are you to think that you are so amazing, you are so outstanding, you are so excellent? You are nothing special. In these men's eyes, you are old. And then you complain about how he dresses. You complain about his glasses. If you cared so much about a man's appearance, you should have cared to date men when you were younger. If you don't care about the money, right? You should have worried about dating. You should have cared. You should have focused on dating men when they were younger then. It's like, now that you're older, you don't qualify, or you can't get long-term relationships from younger men who are probably usually more attractive, and or you don't qualify for actual truly attractive men because honestly, you are old. You are this is the funny thing. This is the funny things. The men that these women want, guess what? To those men, you are unattractive.
Overall, his outfit was bloated and sloppy. Honestly, it was just frustrating to look at. I really couldn't help thinking, at least I put on makeup to go out.
Makeup! I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have seen the sorcery women can do with makeup. It is insane. I've seen women that look like a 2 turn into a woman that looks like a 7. Really? That shit is sorcery. When you can look below average and then bring a score to above average, that is sorcery. And then you have the audacity. You have the audacity to judge men on their looks. Fresh face out of the shower. Nothing fake about it. And you have a full fake fucking face. Insane.
I'm usually busy with work and only get 1 day off a week. I'm not someone who likes to fuss around, but today, just for this date, I still washed my hair in advance, carefully groomed myself, cleaned up my face, and forced myself to get up early even though I really didn't want to. I made an effort to show up, and what did I get in return? This kind of person.
Whoop-de-doo. You did things that you would do on a normal day. You said you took a shower. You said you put makeup on. You would do that on any other normal day. You said you went there. Great. He went there as well. I swear, it is only women that think their time is more valuable than a man's time. Insane.
What's more, the guy is said to have a pretty decent income, with an annual salary of several 100,000 yuan, and his house is worth over 10 million yuan. Honestly, those conditions don't sound bad. But what do those numbers mean to me? What I truly care about is how this person in front of me makes me feel, how he presents himself, not the amount of money written in his bank account.
You know, that's the problem. Okay, fine. Not the money that is in his bank account. But I guarantee you, there are men that are good looking, but broke. Yet you wouldn't deal with him. This is the problem that I find with women. Okay. Of course, a woman wants a morally sound man, a man with integrity, a man that's a gentleman, a man that's faithful, monogamous, not a liar. Of course. But guess what? Why did I say that those don't matter? Why? Why would I say those traits don't matter? Because here's the thing. If he's not good looking, tall, has money, you can't even get through the door. You can't even get through the door. She doesn't even see you. You are invisible to women. If you are not good looking, charming, tall, have money, you are essentially invisible. Invisible. Unattractive. Not even worth her time. Women in general, I'm saying. And then, now that you have a few of these categories, if not, in her view, hopefully all. Now that you have these traits, your foot through the door, now she wants you, oh, I want a man that doesn't lie. I want a man that's faithful. I want a man that has integrity. I want a man that's a gentleman. After he's gone through the door, because he's essentially perfect. And that is the insanity. It's not that you want a man that's a good man. No. It's that you want him to have all these rare ass traits and then be a good man.
Women like us nowadays already understand things clearly. What's yours before marriage stays yours. No one is coveting your assets. We really are just trying to find someone we can live life with, not someone with a pile of money. In fact, if a wealthy man is always on guard, always calculating everything with me, it just makes me feel disgusted. I'd rather choose a man whose income is slightly lower than mine, as long as he is clean, presentable, makes people feel comfortable and
Slightly lower than yours? Why don't you say that? I just don't care about his income then. Why don't you just say that then? If all you care about is just a man that you're attracted to, spend the rest of your life with, why don't you just say, I don't care about his income? Because she still cares. No matter what women say, they still care about the main traits that they want. Only after you have those main traits, now they care about everything else.
Approachable, that's what I actually find attractive. This blind date, I knew about the guy's strong financial background already. The matchmaker had explained everything clearly. I came just to see whether I had any feelings for this man, whether I could kiss him, whether I could imagine living life with him, that's all.
Second, they are extremely
Yo, big bars, what's up, my brother? This is the problem with women. You have this fairy tale mindset. Cool. You should have focused on that when you were younger. Now that you're older, are you stupid? Yes, it's nice, to maybe have that romance, but you should have focused on that when you were younger. Now that you're older, now that you have higher standards, all these unrealistic viewpoints, honestly, it's like love goes out of the window a lot of times.
demanding and act like divas. Their heads are filled with unrealistic idol drama fantasies. Even at this age, they still dream of a domineering CEO or a rich second-generation heir falling in love with an older woman like themselves. They fantasize about men supporting them both financially and emotionally. In short, they just want men to treat them like royalty and worship them. Third, most leftover women have extensive dating experience. They can't help but compare you with their exes, saying how amazing their ex-boyfriends were, talking about how rich second-generation heirs or
Have a good time walking your dog, my brother.
officials' sons used to chase them. They always find a way to praise themselves while belittling others.
大龄女生就活该啊！最近被一些男生啊，真的是气得够呛。
Are we older single women supposed to be destined to stay single? Recently, I've been so frustrated with some guys that I just have to speak up. Honestly, I really don't understand the mentality of some men nowadays. Their own conditions are not much better than women's, even worse in many aspects. But the moment they open their mouths, they always fixate on our age, making all sorts of comments, as if age is the only weapon they have to attack women. The most ironic part is, when these so-called guys who dislike older women meet an older single woman in real life who's actually quite good, gentle, beautiful, capable, they're clearly very attracted to her. They're eager to approach and try to get closer.
Here's the thing. Most men are attracted to most women. That's a fact. That's just how it is. Most men are attracted to most women. This is a thing also. Men are used to being alone. It's not like the most outrageous thing if he ends up alone. For women, I think a lot of women, or women in general, aren't. They are more social creatures than men are. So it's just a different perspective.
But once the woman doesn't continue dating them or doesn't respond for whatever reason, they immediately turn hostile and start mocking her age, saying things like, "It's hard to find a partner at your age," or "See, this kind of woman will never get married." Honestly, it's laughable and infuriating. The funniest thing is, many of these men are actually several years older than us women, yet they feel entitled to demand a woman who is young and pretty. Hello. You are the ones who are actually older. But you never reflect on your own personality issues, your communication problems, and you never admit that your own conditions might not be good enough. In the end, it's always the woman's fault, and never anything to do with yourselves. I'm seriously
Here's the thing, okay? Now, I'm not the type of man who condone bad-mouthing women, in a sense. Just don't, it doesn't do you any good to just insult women. But here's something that a lot of women don't understand. If a man he's older, there are ways where he can establish better dating market value. He's older. But if he was smarter, he would just increase his wealth. Even if he gets older, increase wealth, he can still find a woman. Depends on how much wealth you have. There will always be a broke woman that would settle for you. Here's the thing where women don't see. You can't increase your actual dating market value. You can't. You will just have to decrease your standards. As women age, they can't increase their dating market value. You're not going to get more pretty as you get older, generally. And here's the thing where there's nothing else you could do, essentially. Because women will be too pig-headed to, oh, you're not going to take care of a man. You're not going to financially support a man. So, you know, you're not going to attract men financially. Men can, even if he gets older, even if he's not good looking, he can still financially attract a woman. Women can't financially attract a man. The only way they can attract a man, or essentially get a man, is they have to lower their standards and let the men that they don't want in.
Speechless. I also understand that many older sisters, like me, are indeed feeling anxious. Some even lower their standards out of worry, just to get married as soon as possible. But I really want to advise everyone, never get married just for the sake of getting married. A man's character must be the top priority. Even if his conditions aren't exceptional, and his income might be a bit lower than yours, as long as he is a man of good character, has a sense of responsibility, and is dependable, that is someone truly worth considering. We are not doomed just because we're older. We deserve better choices, and we deserve to be respected.
Fourth, they constantly talk about,
I hate this thing that women say they deserve. You don't deserve nothing that you don't work for. You don't deserve the men that you want. If you did, you would have gotten it. Okay? You don't deserve something. You have to work for it. You have to qualify.
gender equality and economic independence. Yet they're not even willing to split the bill for a blind date meal. If you suggest going Dutch, they'll label you as a stingy man. This is exactly why most men don't want to go on blind dates with leftover women. One leftover woman expressed her dissatisfaction about a man not wanting to pay during their first blind date.
我今天去相亲见了一个男生。
I'm 36 years old. Today I went on a blind date and met a guy. The whole process was actually quite ordinary, but there was a small incident right at the beginning that made me a bit uncomfortable. Honestly, even though this detail wasn't a big deal, it somehow made my overall impression of him drop significantly. So I kind of want to hear what others think. Am I overthinking this? We scheduled the meeting for 2 p.m., and the location was a light salad cafe in a shopping mall. To avoid being late, I arrived about 10 minutes early, around 1:50 p.m., but he hadn't shown up yet. And eventually, he arrived at around 2:20 p.m., which means he was about half an hour late. Although I wasn't particularly upset.
Technically, he was 20 minutes late. You just showed up 10 minutes early. You can't add the 10 minutes you chose to show up early onto his lateness. Now, he was late. He was 20 minutes late because you said it. You scheduled for 2 o'clock, not 1:50. That already shows you what type of person you are. Where you want to, yes, I agree. He showed up late. But you wanted to make it look worse by adding the 10 minutes that you decided to show up early. I mean, like, come on. I mean, yes, I'm not saying that. He showed up late. I agree with that. But, come on. I mean, it's kind of now you're being, like, ridiculous. Yes, you could say that he showed up late. Why add on the 10 minutes that you showed up early for.
About the fact that he was late. After all, in a big city like Beijing, sometimes traffic really can cause delays, and being a bit late is not that unusual. I still maintained a relatively calm mindset. What truly made me feel uncomfortable was a small interaction that happened after he arrived. As soon as he sat down, I said, "Shall we order a drink?" While saying that, I naturally scanned the QR code on the table, ready to place the order. But at that moment, he immediately said, "Oh, no, I'll just have this plain water. If you want something to drink, feel free to order something for yourself." To be honest, his words made me feel a little uneasy. It's not because I was dying to have a drink. In fact, I didn't have a strong desire to consume anything. But I felt that since we had chosen a restaurant as our meeting place, even just ordering a simple drink would be the most basic form of respect for the commercial space. After all, we were occupying their seats. It just didn't feel right to order nothing at all. Even ordering a drink symbolically would at least be the most basic courtesy. Secondly, what I cared more about was the atmosphere of the meeting. After all, this was our first time meeting, and it was a blind date. Ordering 2 drinks isn't just a natural part of social interaction. It's also a reflection of a person's basic social awareness. From my perspective, in such a situation, it's very basic social etiquette for a man to either take the initiative to order or invite the woman to order a drink. But instead, he gave off a feeling of either not wanting to spend money or completely lacking that awareness. No matter which one it was, I found it hard to accept. To avoid awkwardness, I still went ahead.
I've said this before. Women have such high expectations and low value. You expect so much, you offer so little. It's like, come on. Like, realize, what does he want? What do you offer him? You have all this expectation. You have all this, you nitpick every little thing. When, you know what? Just like, calm down. Take it down a couple notches. I swear to God, like, you don't know how many times I've dealt with women. They will nitpick everything you say. Oh, he said that one wrong. I'm done. I don't want to be with him. You don't know him. You don't know him. It's I've said it before. Red flags, notice them. Okay, good. Notice red flags. But red flags should not, and I'm not saying all, but most red flags should not equal automatic no. It's like, take your time. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But the problem with women is that they are not into you. They are already not into you. So any red flag is just ammo for her to say no to you. Women will find opportunities to disqualify you. Because honestly, she wasn't into you to begin with. Because imagine this. Women, we know this. Women will literally stay with abusers for years. They will literally marry abusers, give children to abusers. They would literally give their lives to abusers. They would be with cheaters. They will be with liars. So it's not like women wouldn't ignore red flags to be with men, but it's men that they want. They will ignore red flags to be with men that they want. But if you're not a man she wants, any red flag that shows up, she will take it and like disqualify you right away. Because you know, if a woman wants you, if she's attracted to you, she will ignore like every big ass red flag you have. You could literally have killed with other women, but she's attracted to you, she will ignore that. I.e., okay, serial killers. Alright? Literally, those are men that have fans. Those are men that have gotten married in prison. Okay? The recent one, Wade Wilson, the killer of two of his exes, has thousands of women sending him fan letters. So women have proven it. If she's into you, if she's attracted to you, she will ignore red flags. But guess what? If she's not into you, God forbid you even have one. If you have one red flag, that is a reason why she can find a reason to properly disqualify you.
And placed an order for 2 drinks myself, without saying anything more, one for each of us. Even though the incident just passed like that, this small episode did somewhat affect the atmosphere of our conversation afterwards. The whole process became a bit unnatural, and I gradually lost interest in this man.
Do you understand now? Have you ever encountered such leftover?
You weren't really interested in him to begin with. You gave him a chance, I guess, but you weren't really interested.
Over women during blind dates? Would you still be willing to go on blind dates with leftover women? Please share your thoughts.
This is a thing where, for me, I go about things reciprocal. If you have an attitude, I will have one. If you have high standards, okay, I will have one too. I'm very fluid. I'm very, adaptable. Okay. You want to have high standards? Cool. Then I will have it too. So you wanna think little of me? Cool. I will think little of you as well. Yes, if I've learned this. I've learned it. Literally, women. I've talked women in talking stage barely know you, barely know me, will ghost me because maybe I said a text wrong. And yet, these women are baby mamas. Okay, baby mamas. These women are older, so most likely she has dated men who are obviously red flags. So it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. What can I say? All right, let's do a Kevin Samuel video. I like this video. So I think this is a good, this video is a, yo, Skull, what's up, my brother? This video is like, I think it's a good anthem or what would I say it? A good motivational for men. So let's check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, age 40 is where the game changes. Shout out to Game Changer. At age 40, you have put in your 20 years. You have done the work of getting your body right. You've done the work of networking, failing, trying better, failing again, and now you've gone into the second phase of life. You should have been promoted 2 or 3, at least 3.
I think he died of a heart attack. I'm pretty sure he died of a heart attack. He was in his, I think, late 50s, early 60s.
Times by 40. By 40, you should have been promoted at least 3 times. And sometimes you may have to move companies to move up. You should have moved up at least 3 times. This is when you should be at the director phase of life, the regional manager, vice president. You are ready to win. This is the phase of life to where you take no prisoners.
No, he took good care of him. He took good care of himself. I believe he died of a heart attack while, honestly, I think having sex with a woman, having a sex with a young woman. That's what I believe. I'm not, don't quote me on it. I know that a young woman he was dealing with called, right? Called 911 when he died. So the rumor, because no one's telling about it, but the rumor is that he died while being with a younger woman. So he looks good. I think he looks good for his age. Yeah. The guy was, I think, in his late. I hope that's how he went out. I mean, come on. I mean, what better way for a man to go out?
And this is a phase of life where guys got to become more and more aware, because this is a phase of life where
I'm a PhD.
Lose. They can no longer ride on the fact that black don't crack and they still look like they're hot enough to get in the club. I know so many women who are 35 plus who, when you look at their bodies, they are beautiful, but you touch them and they're soft. They work out, but it's not firm. It's not tight like it used to be, because gravity and time is the same on all of us. And why is this important?
Exactly. He was just getting started. This man was just getting started. I swear he would have created a revolution. Okay? I honestly believe Kendra would not have even had the opportunity to get traction. She honestly, I think she took advantage of, the hole that he left. I mean, not the same thing, but the whole interviewing or talking to guests. I think he made it popular.
Important, because you need to understand at age 40, your mindset needs to remember at age 20 how you had to eat shit. Because so many women will be coming along your way who had nothing for you back in the day when you were beta. Yeah, back in the day when they had nothing for you and they hitting you with the hey big head. And you're like, don't diss them. Don't be mean to them. Hell, talk to them, pick their brain, work with them if possible. And if you won't, dust a few of them off. But by no means do you get involved with them. Shout out to Minister Jap. He has a phrase that I'm going to take. He says, you're too old to mold. There used to be a brother running around the Manosphere, on the Manosphere Street talking about,
you're too old to mold.
He doesn't deal with women over 25. I think that's a bit young. But the general sentiment is, if you are a woman and you are cute, pretty, beautiful, and or gorgeous, that's 6, 8, 9, and or 10, and you have never been married, there's something wrong with her. 100% of the time, there is something wrong with her. She might be feminine. She is likely beautiful. She may say all the right things, but but somewhere there is a flaw in her mindset. And those are the women who are going to start coming out of the woodwork. These are the women who I talk to with the most to try, because they're really trying to understand, how do I correct this behavior? I didn't hear this information growing up. I didn't see it growing up. But look, I have mismanaged my prime years, and I'm trying to salvage it.
100% agree, Skull. I 100% agree. Men need mentors. Men need mentors. I 100% agree. It's sad. Kevin Samuels could have filled in that hole, in that space. Even Glancery, okay, online, he could have filled in that space at least.
They freezing eggs. They're taking all kind of tests. And here's the thing, I don't begrudge them any of this stuff, except one problem.
Exactly.
Except one problem. They're dating in their late 30s like they're in their 20s. And you can't do that. And see, so many guys in their late 30s, you know, when we're hitting the time where it's time to start winning, guys are like, you know what?
Exactly. There's value in it if it's on your terms. Remember that, Skull. You are an upcoming young man. There's value in marriage if it's on your terms. Women need to follow your path. They need to get on your game, not the other way around. Value marriage on your own terms.
Well, you know what? It's time for me to go ahead and decide to settle down. But you don't settle down with these women, gentlemen. You don't settle down with these women. Why don't you settle down with these women? Because they'll ruin you. They'll ruin you because their software, their mindset is what you're going to deal with. Remember,
that is why I have continuously said, one, as women age, they become bigger red flags. Two, all these women we see on Kendra G's show, I've said that these women do not qualify for good men. Why? Because these women will ruin you. They couldn't make it. They couldn't sustain a relationship when they were in their prime. Why? Because they are chaotic, unruly, argumentative, combative, have an attitude, high expectations, low value, high ego, narcissist, the gambit of whole lot of shit. So you cannot teach these old dogs new tricks, because as they age, all these red flags, it become bigger red flags. It only amplifies. It doesn't decrease. So if they couldn't make it with the men that they want, guess what? They are going to destroy the men that they don't want, the men that they settle for.
You don't deal with a woman's what comes out of her mouth. You deal with her actions, and her mindset will tell you everything you need to know. Her mindset is modern woman. I don't care what they say. Her mindset is modern woman. And a lot of women get mad at me for saying that, because a lot of women think that they are traditional women, but no, they're not. They're not traditional women, because there's no way you could got to be a traditional woman and you're still single into your 30s. None. No way. No way you could have been a traditional woman and got to be.
One of the key things of traditional women, they value marriage and family overall. So if they value it, they would try to accomplish it as soon as possible. That is one of the key pillars of being traditional.
Single, especially if you have the cute, pretty, beautiful, and/or gorgeous. Because guess they've had men come by. They've had suitable men come by. They've had relationships. Many have been engaged.
True. I mean, but the problem is with the Chinese women is that ego. It's ego. That's the problem. It's ego, high expectations, low value. Because I said this, right? Asian women who, yes, they have education, no kids, all this stuff. The problem is that they have focused on career. Now these women want top tier men. But your accomplishments, although nice, they don't add to a man. They don't add to your value. Now, at best, they don't subtract from it, but they don't add to it. Because at the end of the day, your accomplishments isn't going to feed him. His accomplishments will feed you. That's the thing. Where, yes, a lot of Chinese, there's not a baby mama epidemic in Asia, but there are an egotistical women epidemic. There are feminist epidemic in Asia.
But you know how many women that you'll find at this age who, if they're honest with you, they'll tell you, I've had opportunities, but it's always something. You know what it tends to be? It's that job. It's anything. It's not being able to follow men. So why are men winning at this area of life? Because
you are nothing but a dirty, stinking, low-down hyena.
Because there are a lot of women that got the hyena mindset. They got the hyena mindset at this time, at phase of life. And the most important thing you can do is understand that that's who they are. Don't get mad at them. Just avoid them. Because there is nothing you can do with a hyena. That's what it sounds like when here in Atlanta or around the country, where I hear a bunch of these women.
Please like the live, guys. Please like the live.
3 or 4 to a group out here doing their girls' night or whatever it is, what it is. That's what you hear, a bunch of hyenas, and then they get mad at you because you come in there doing this. You come in there roaring like a lion. They're like, ooh, look at him. Girl, he look like he's CIA. Shoot, he even look like he the bag. Uh-huh, yep. And then they got the nerve to be looking at you like a whole snack. They're looking at you like a whole snack. And then you roll over, but then here's the funny thing. You know what the funny thing about all this is, guys? They're looking at you like you still back on the college campus, right? And what do you see? What do you see when you see these women? And they're looking at you like, hey, how you doing? Hey, big head. And then they roll up to you and you're like, I can't get with you. And then if you have, and then they ask you or your opinion about something, then out of your mouth comes traditional man, masculinity, manhood, hierarchies, gender roles, all that kind of stuff. Then the next thing you know, you spot the undercover Shirley and you call it out. Hey, Shirley. And what do you hear?
Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be serious. And she's like, I am serious. Don't call me Shirley. Let me get this right. You are 5'4", 170 pounds, $200,000 in student loan debt. You want to have 39 years old. You want to have 3 kids, and you don't have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with the first child. And you don't want to have to work or be responsible for more than 10% of the family bills. Yet you want to travel, you want to open your own business, a daycare, a spa, everything else. You can't be serious, Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I know. And then and then when you actually say, well, how's that supposed to work? Guy gonna figure it out. And then here's the funny thing. Guys like run into these women at 40 years old and they start asking, Slick Wade, so are you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Yeah. You ever watch any relationship or dating content? Yeah. You ever watch Kevin Samuels?
This is a certified hood classic.
All you want to do to piss women off is ask them if they watch my content.
Holy shit.
That's what her eyes do. They're like, holy shit. This watches Kevin Samuels? I gotta go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
That's what.
You know, women will still get mad at you today if you watch Kevin Samuels.
What they do. Gentlemen, I have become your best line of defense. You want to screen a woman? All you have to do is say, oh, what kind of content do you watch online? And if she says she does not watch me, go ahead and leave.
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
If she doesn't watch my content, guys, what do you think that means? if she doesn't watch my content, or if she does watch my content and she has a problem with it, what do you think that means? What do you guys think that means? That means she's already pre-screened to not be one for you. Yep. She's already pre-screened to not be one for you. So your godfather is out here doing work even when I'm not working. Do you watch Kevin Samuels content?
Holy shit.
Then you watch her talking to some beta boy over there and be like,
Holy shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
and when you're walking out like, God, I survived. I made it to 40. I got no kids. She's over there freezing eggs. And they're telling you it's all the men's fault. It's your fault. You hate your mama. You're undercover gay. Your mama black. Gentlemen, at 40 is when you start to live. And at 40,
and look at you. You're average at best.
At 40, that's about as good as they can expect. Because every decade they lose a point. I want you to imagine a woman who's a straight up solid 9, a unadulterated 9 in college. When she reaches age 30, she automatically drops to an 8. She drops to an 8 just by default. She drops to an 8 by default. And you know what happens? You go up. Men, we go up. Ladies go down. So you go up and she goes down. Then at 40, the woman who was a 9 now is an adjustable 6 at best. But are they dating that way? No, they're dating as if their value has gone up with their age, their debt, their weight, and their income in some cases. And what you do, gentlemen, is you just avoid.
Exactly. Like I said, these women do not have self-reflection. They think that, when they were younger, they were popular. They think that men still want them for sex adds to their value. And now that they think that they make money also adds to their value. That is why women become more egotistical, more delusional, and why men say your standards are unrealistic. Because your value does not equal your standards. If it did, and remember, dating for women is easy. So if your standards equal your value, you would get the man that you want. You would get the man that you want. You would get the man that equals your standards.
Avoid these women. Guys, at age 40, you write a list of your absolute deal breakers, your non-negotiables.
That is crazy. A woman that says no Kevin Samuels supporters. Well, at least you know she's a red flag. You know what type of woman she is.
And it is my personal opinion, especially in your personal life, don't have women in your life that are not feeding your ego, who don't respect you on your terms. See, a lot of women, disrespect is not calling somebody their name. I said this when I was watching the Peep Network, and they were talking about some stuff that Kay does all the time. Kay is mad disrespectful, but she doesn't think she is, because calling somebody out of their name is a form of disrespect. But doing something people disapprove of, and you knowingly know they disapprove of it, and you can choose to not do it, is being provocative, which is being disrespectful. See, guys, we spend so much time and especially in Black community, we'll spend so much time debating and arguing with our women. We're just used to it. And we have to be the ones that stop. We have to be the ones to stop engaging women in the bullshit. Remember the whole OnlyFans Subway thing, or the whole what was that thing when I did with the 3 chicks at one? You don't engage. It's not a debate. You're looking for women who are serious women who are not just wanting to travel, have fun, this and such and so forth. So at 40, life begins for a man at 40. It's the best part of life. You still get the benefit of being a young enough man, but you are wise enough to get shit done. You got some gray hairs, and you know that you don't have to rush. It's good for a man who's done.
This is a thing where I'm a man in my 40s. I have learned to, one of the things is like improve my masculinity, right? Where I'm direct, I'm blunt, I'm straightforward. I know what I want. I ain't gonna deal with BS. And also I focus on my financial status. Okay. Thanks to investing, I have a good, decent net worth. Which, again, I hope you guys are investing. I hope you guys are looking at the stock market right now with all the uncertainties that are going on in the stock market. Please, please invest. Please. Any money you can spare, please put it in stocks. Invest for the long term. Because although annual salary, I don't make 6 figures, but thanks to stocks, my net worth is 6 figures. So please invest. But this is a thing where, because I am on my grind, and I come to realize, yes, maybe I'm not high value enough for women in the West, but so what? There are more women. There are women that are all over the world. So if you focus on yourself, you are a good man. You focus on your finances, your income, your net worth. Be a passport bro. Go around the world. There are so many women in this world, you don't have to limit yourself. Especially if you are a good man, that you have focused on your finances. You want to be a provider. You are a good moral man. You have integrity. You have morality. You have principles. You are truly a provider and protector. Women of all over the world would love that. You know what? You don't have to even be the best looking man. You don't even have to be the tallest man, the most charming man. Being a good man and wanting to provide, and can provide and protect, the world is your oyster. That's interesting. I know metals are always good. Metals are always good to invest in.
Done the right things. But if you haven't done the right things by 40, gentlemen, I suggest you get, if you're not putting in the 60 hours, because this is where it shows up. Many of you guys are football fans. And you know the fourth quarter is where the work in the gym shows up, the road work, the conditioning. At 40 is where all this shows up. At 40 is where you start making distance between people. At 40 is what starts separating the men from the boys, as it were. Now, Are you in a position to take advantage of that? Are you in a position to take advantage of your 40s? And that's the real question. A lot of guys aren't in a position to take advantage of their 40s. So what you need to do is look and say, do I have my wolf pack? Am I fit? Am I an athlete for life? Am I putting in my 60 hours? Am I doing all the stuff? Do I have my network together? Do I have my masculine image together? And this is one area where most men fail. Many men have all this stuff on their career, everything else, but you're still dressing like you dressed in college. Sorry, gentlemen, it won't work. Take off the damn graphic t-shirt.
I looked it up. I mean, those elk, those they don't look like bad companies. They don't look like bad companies. Yeah, I think I would definitely. I see the value in what you invested in. This is the thing, my brothers. Please invest. Please invest. Really, it is only for your benefit, and I'm talking about investing, not gambling. Okay, please invest.
Jordans.
This is the thing where, if you are, let's say at worst, okay, you're not that good, you're not that attractive, you're not that athletic, you're not that tall, you're not that charming. Well, the one thing you can do is make money. That's the very least you could do, is make money. I mean, that's the thing where I believe a good chunk of men don't even have the money to truly provide for a woman, truly provide for a family. So at the very least, if you don't even think you're attractive, if you don't think you're charming, at the very least, have money. We are in a capitalistic world. Have money. Make money. At the very least. I mean, you can complain that, oh, you're ugly. You can complain that you're fat. You can complain that you're short. But if you complain that you're poor, well, then you know what? Then you are honestly just fucked.
Jeans and fitteds. Absolutely unacceptable. I saw somebody saying, white boys can grow their hair out and grow hair long, but black men got to cut their hair. That's bullshit. Shut the fuck up. When our ethnic image tops in, we can start making rules. Until then, shut up. Stop being such a rebel and play the game. See, as an image consultant, you don't come pay me to help you reconstruct your image just to do the same shit you did before. You dress for outcomes as a grown damn man. Now, on my channel, when I was becoming an image consultant, you can watch me try every style personality. I went through times where I had plaids, colors, different textures, different patterns, different accessories. And I sat down with my own image consultant after I learned the business. I'm like, okay, what is my style? Now you guys see, I have it down. But I left all of that up so you can see where the evolution came from. Go back over my channel and you can see a guy like you that just decided to do the work. Esquire, GQ, Bachelor. Okay? But what is your masculine archetype? Refined. That's somebody kind of like myself. The rogue or the rake. I've already described these. You can be a refined tiger, a rakish tiger, a rogue tiger. You can be a refined lion, a rakish lion, or a rogue lion. We don't deal with the hyena mindset male over here. Just like we don't entertain hyena mindset or mule mindset women. What we do with women like that is we avoid them. The only way we don't avoid them is if we can profit from it. The only reason we don't avoid women like that is if we can profit from the association. Meaning, when I finish Men's Week and I talk about the attorney, the realtor, this, the that, the averagers, the averagers, I profit from the association from a lot of different things because I can better speak to it. But my ultimate goal is to make sure that you as a man understand that so many of you young guys want to get it all done in your 20s. You're not looking to realize about 40 is when it starts. At 40, you start living. At 40 is when you can decide to go, if you're a Tiger, have your, go get your Harley. Do whatever. And I'm going to tell you, as an aside, if you're not in the top 10% of men, I wouldn't even contemplate, especially in the black community, I wouldn't contemplate marriage. If you're not at 40 in the top 10%, I wouldn't contemplate marriage until you are firmly in that, because no matter what women say, they want you to be able to pay all the bills. And I'm going to talk to the women about the Great Resignation. Look, the Great Resignation is here to stay. And I'm going to talk to black women in particular about this all next week. There's so many black women who are going to be left working for corporate America while most other women are working from home. The reason so many black women cannot take advantage of the Great Resignation is because you are chronically unmarried. I'm going to bring in stuff from the Minority Mindset, Jaspreet Singh, some other things, talking about the Great Resignation, talking about how companies are starting to go back to women to renegotiate, and y'all's dumbasses are taking the packages. You know how many women I know of who are working long, crazy hours, getting underpaid? The company came back and offered them $5,000 extra, and now they are going back and doing. I'm like, they could have gave you that money a long time ago. The Great Resignation, on top of inflation, most of you ladies, if you could get along with a man, you would be set. More on that to come. The Great Resignation. But gentlemen, if you're not in the top 10%, 15%, 75,000 or more. Maybe you don't live in a big city. Maybe you live in Tulsa. Okay, Tulsa. If you're living in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Austin, something where the cost of living is below the national average, the top 15% will do. But if you're in the top 15% and you don't want to get married, gentlemen, get you get a steady, have somebody to hang out with. I did a video on pay to play and all that stuff. I know more men who have a girlfriend for the summer, spring, summer, winter, fall. I got a cold weather girlfriend, I got a warm weather girlfriend. I'm not talking about running a rotation per se, because I'm talking about all your relationships with women need to be above board and need to be clear up front. Because you don't want to try to be a fuckboy or a player or a stupid N-word in this time. Because you'll mess up your reputation trying to do stuff for slick or for free that you could do as a grown damn man. Don't do it that way, guys. Don't do it that way. Be upfront. Pay the price. Instead of trying to get it off the lip and then find yourself with a crazy ex-girl, a crazy girlfriend, blowing up your social media, stalking you online, writing all kind of reviews. Again, how you handle women is going to...
In my personal opinion, Skull, supplement it. At the very least, if you like your position, supplement it. Budgeting, investing, saving is a great supplement. It's a great way to increase your value, add to your value. Please do it. I mean, like I said, investing has changed my life. So there's multiple ways.
determine a lot. And at 40, you need to have women in your life for recreation.
Yeah. It's the Godfather, the man himself. I love him. He is an amazing man. God. He left too soon. Left too soon. All right, guys. Hope you guys liked the live. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys had you enjoyed the clips. Yes, bro. We are, we're doing it. You know what? If you guys stayed until the end, let's do this. Let's do this. This is only for the people who stayed until the end, okay? Stayed until the end. This is my portfolio. Now, let's say this. It's down a little bit. It's down a bit, but still, I want it to be down more, because if it's down more, I can put more into it. Like, let's say at my highs, almost $250,000, or over $250,000. Net worth. Investing can change our lives. Please invest. I'm not just talking about a whole bunch of crock shit. I'm not just talking about, I'm not talking about trying to scam you. I'm not trying to tell you, oh, invest in this. No. But please invest. It is a great way to change your life. It is a great way to increase your net worth. We all think that, oh, it's so hard to make it to 6 figures. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it can be done. It can be done. My brothers, please invest. Okay? I want better for my brothers. And how I believe you can achieve better is investing. So please invest. And if you ever need help, and I'm no one special. I'm no financial advisor, but I have been investing for about 6 years. I would gladly help. I would gladly give any financial advice, although I'm not like certified or anything, but I've had experience. So, and I want to help my brother. So it's like free advice, whether you take it or not, but it's advice if you guys want it. So because I want my brothers to do better in life, because good men deserve it. It's down the road. It will be down the road. Okay. Discord and all these special things will definitely be down the road. I definitely have big plans for our community. So definitely down the road. I can be sure of that. All right, guys. I think I had a great night. Good live. I hope you guys like it too. Skull, Elk, Y was here, Big Bars, all you guys, my brothers. Hope you guys have a good night. Bro, we can definitely do some help real time. Definitely. I don't mind that, okay? But yes. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys have a good week. See you guys on the next live, okay? It's not that I gladly help you guys. I'm there for you guys. I love you guys. I really do. All right, guys.